This July is the month that doesn't stop giving in boxing. Not only are we getting superstar fights every single weekend, but we've also been spoiled with massive fight announcements happening later this year. Jaron Boots Ennis has had question marks on the future of his career for some time now, as fans have been yearning to know when he would be able to fight Teofimo Lopez or get a step closer to unifying the belts at 147 pounds. Neither of these are close to happening, as Boots has announced that his body has outgrown the weight and he's moving up for bigger and better things. We got even more incredible news as his first fight was announced at 154 pounds, and it is none other than Vergil Ortiz Jr. It is a bout that has Fight of the Year candidate all over it. Ortiz is the current WBC interim champion, and he has shown that he belongs in his new weight class with two massive wins in his last two fights over Serhiy Bohachuk and former world champion Israil Madrimov. Even though Ortiz is more established at the weight class, Boots is only a year older at 28 years old with significantly more experience and a 4-inch reach advantage. The clash between these two undefeated superstars will be a barn burner. Another massive one dropped on us is the first big test for 21-year-old phenom Abdullah Mason. To this date, only 2 of Mason's 19 opponents have survived to hear the final bell, and this is enough proof that Mason is the real deal. Hence, they have brought out a worthy opponent in Sam Noakes. 27-year-old Noakes has 2 less professional fights than Mason and has also put an early stop to all but 2 of his opponents. The 2 young warriors are set to battle for the vacant WBO world title on the 22nd of November. Fellow prodigy Moses Itauma has a colossal test in front of him as the 20-year-old behemoth takes on the body snatcher Dillian Whyte. Itauma ended his amateur career undefeated, with his last fight being the finals of the IBA World Championship, and now is undefeated as a pro with 10 KOs in his 20 fights. Dillian Whyte is however a massive step up in competition, as he's only lost 3 of his 34 fights to Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua and Alexander Povetkin. This will be one of the highest stakes fights in boxing this year, and it is around the corner on August 16th. Devin Haney also has a lot on the line in his upcoming fight with the undefeated WBO world champion Brian Norman Jr. 24-year-old Norman Jr. has just come off of a win over Jin Sasaki with a knockout that has stood out for a potential KO of the year. Devin Haney, however, is no Jin Sasaki, and Norman will have a task in front of him that many elite fighters have failed. There is pressure riding on Haney as well, as his first fight back after his bout with Ryan Garcia turned out to be a horrendous night, even though he came out with a win. The fight was against 32-year-old Jose Ramirez, who had just come off his second loss of his career, and the two of them had fought a historically low punch output fight that bored viewers to sleep. Haney needs a convincing and stylish win if he's to try and land big fights in the near future. Lastly, we got word on the next fight for the WBC light heavyweight champion David Benavidez. The man coming to try and take away his spot as world champion is the heavy-handed Anthony Yarde. This will be the Mexican monster's 3rd fight at the 175-pound weight class, and the first time he'll be defending the WBC belt as a champion instead of the interim champion. If Benavidez does get through this fight with his hand raised, he'll likely book a fight with the winner of Bivol vs Beterbiev for undisputed status. Anthony Yarde will also be hungry for victory though, as this is his 3rd time getting a world title shot. He was stopped by Sergey Kovalev in 2019 and by Artur Beterbiev in 2023, so he'll need to leave no stone unturned if he's to show that he belongs at this level now. Let me know in the comments which of these fights has gotten you the most excited. Also, if you're enjoying the content on this channel, please consider subscribing and leaving a like on the videos you enjoy. It helps us tremendously. Until next time.